Well, good morning, Realtor Nation. Kevin Plotz with the CRAAR, the CEO here. I've got some awesome guests with me, and we have a couple of things that we want to talk to you guys. Some of the things that the board of directors made some decisions here recently. And so with me today is past President Jill Monahan. Jill, good morning. And President Sheila King. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning.
And President-elect Raymond Seidel. All three of us are here. Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning.
Or all four of us, I should say. We've got, as I mentioned, we have two things that we want to, two messages or two topics that we want to share with you all today. And they kind of dovetail together, don't they, folks? And it's kind of appropriate as we're ending the year. It's the Christmas season, the season of giving. And so that's kind of where this is all stemming from. So let's talk about the first thing, and the replacement of the tree canopy in the metro area. The board of directors recently voted to approve a donation, and it really came from the public relations committee to kind of do some homework and decide what we should do as an association to help replace the tree canopy in the Cedar Rapids metro area. So Jill, Sheila, Raymond, jump in. I know Sheila's got some statistics, and who wants to say what the board of directors decided on?
Well, Sheila, jump in.
Okay. So we had an opportunity yesterday to present the check, the big check, to Trees Forever. And so the dollar amount was $10,000. The board of directors just really felt strongly that we needed to give back to our community. So that is for replanting of trees in the whole metro area, not just in Cedar Rapids, so the whole metro area. And so we gave them the check yesterday for $10,000, and we met with Lisa from Trees Forever, and she gave us some really interesting statistics. She said that pre-derecho, now this is just in Cedar Rapids only, so only the city of Cedar Rapids. Pre-derecho, we had 24% canopy, tree canopy in the city, and they were working toward a goal of 30%. We are now at 8%. So we went from 24% to 8%. That's staggering. It's estimated that there were 669,000 trees lost in Cedar Rapids alone, and most of those were on private property, she said. So 669,000 trees estimated in Cedar Rapids alone. And the estimate for all of Lynn County is 900,000 trees lost. It's amazing to wrap your brain around that. 900,000 trees estimated loss in Lynn County. Trees Forever has a $37 million goal over the next 10 years to get us back to they want to exceed, make it better than we were before. So still working toward that 30% canopy goal. It's going to take $37 million. And interesting thing that she told us is it's not just about buying the trees and planting them. The bigger part of the cost for all of this is that you have to water them for 2 years to make sure they really take root properly so that they can grow and we can have that canopy. And so it's labor for that, and it's the water, in all of the public areas, we have to have somebody go out and water all of those trees. So that's the biggest part of that cost. So far, the city of Cedar Rapids has committed $10 million to that $37 million goal. And they've been able to raise 1.5 million from private funds, or that's been committed so far. So they still have a way to go, but they are working hard on it. So $10,000 feels like a lot for our association. It's a small part of what they're raising, but they are crazy appreciative of us for committing that money. So that's all I have.
Numbers are nuts.
Yeah, they were staggering when we were talking to Lisa yesterday. I was like, my eyes got as big as dinner plates. I mean, we all see the destruction, but you don't really understand it until they put it in dollar numbers or number of trees. So
last minute Christmas gifts, probably. Hey, Trees Forever takes donations. So that somebody that's hard to buy for, give money to Trees Forever and donate on their behalf.
Exactly. So we wanted to reach out to the membership and let you know that was a decision the board of directors made. And like Lisa said, Sheila said, 10,000 is a lot for our association, but in the grand scheme of things, their goals are so much bigger. And so anything that we can do as an association, or you as an agent or a brokerage that can help, certainly it's appreciated with Trees Forever. Okay, the second thing. I was driving to my kid's Christmas concert last week, and as I'm thinking, it's on a Sunday, and unbeknownst to me, there are other people that are on this call that were having the same conversation. So I'm going to throw it, I think, to Jill maybe, and you could talk a little bit about that part of your conversation, maybe with Sheila.
You bet. Yeah, I was the whole Kentucky thing and all of the tornado affected areas in that southern region, south of Iowa. It just broke my heart. I hadn't really paid attention to the news. And then when I did, it was a couple days later and I just couldn't believe it. And all I could think was when the morning after, or even the afternoon after the derecho, we walked outside of our homes and we were like, crap, right? Like we can't even drive anywhere. We don't have power, we don't have internet. But generally speaking, we had homes. And a lot of those areas, they just don't. There's just nothing. And so I reached out to Kevin and said, I think we need to do something because I remembered that after the derecho, the Florida Panhandle Association sent us money just like, hey, get this in the hands of the realtors. They need it right now for whatever purposes. And that was a really kind gesture. I know many of our members, I know I benefited from it. Anybody that had, there was a form that was sent out. You filled it out if you had storm damage. And it was just a nice gesture. And I just thought like, we need to do something because, Raymond did a huge thing with the storm resource page on Facebook. So he knew that and he can speak firsthand on how long it takes to get efforts to where it needs to go from the federal level. And I just know some of them are probably still waiting. So I wanted just to say, Kevin, hey, can we talk about this at our next meeting? How do we move forward and help them pay it forward?
And I think that dovetails nicely into Raymond, like with the Facebook derecho page, and together we achieve. You've been living this for a year and a half, 2 years, and there are a number of associations, a local, state that have helped you guys out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So to circle back to what Jill was talking about with, other like the federal and even at the state level where you would expect some of those resources to come from, they do take some time because there's a process that the local government has to go through in order to request that help. But then also, excuse me, even after those resources arrive, they're bombarded with individuals who need help. They can't help everybody. Their resources are limited as well. And so there are still people who far after our disaster and of course in Kentucky and the other impacted areas with the tornadoes, a year down the road, they will be facing some of the same challenges that we are today, whether that's, fighting with insurance companies or still seeking FEMA assistance and those types of things. So, talking about other associations around the country that, helped in different ways, whether it was monetarily. We had associations within the state that sent Together We Achieve money directly, but we also had associations from Colorado drive volunteers over to assist with efforts. They brought donations and monetary donations as well. So Jill and Kevin talking about, watching what they're going through and knowing what we've been through, wanting to do something for them. I think it just, it makes sense. And it's that pay it forward mentality that hopefully all of us have a little bit of inside of us so that when we see that opportunity to help somebody who is down and out on luck or just experienced something terrible, we find it within ourselves to pass something along that we are able to do.
So with that, we reached out to the Kentucky Association of Realtors and they gave us a couple of options. And one of the options was I think we could send it to them or we could send it to the Bluegrass Association, if I recall that correctly. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But they have a nonprofit where they could hold the funds, and then between that association and the state association, they can distribute those funds as needed. And so Sheila, since you're the president, the amount that we sent to help our fellow realtors down in Kentucky is
$2,500.
There you go.
Brain freeze, sorry.
Yeah, put you on the spot. So we sent a check yesterday to them, and I called the association, and there was this long silence. And I remember doing the same thing when the Panhandle Association called our association, said, "Hey, we want to send you some money to help with your relief efforts." It was just so heartwarming. And like I said, I don't not sure if they were expecting it, but I can imagine that we're not the only association in the United States or even around the world that's trying to help out as much as we can. That's what we do, right? We're all in this together. So I think that's all I have.
Realtor
Jill.
Foundation.
Yeah.
The Realtor Foundation.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We would be remiss if we didn't thank the Realtor Relief Foundation and the state of Iowa, the Iowa Association of Realtors. When we went through our derecho, they were instrumental in helping some relief there, not only in the Cedar Rapids area, but in all the areas affected by the derecho. And I know the state has sent thousands of dollars to the Realtor Relief Foundation as well, that those affected areas can tap into. And that fund was created, if I'm not mistaken, right after 9/11. And so they've been slowly raising funds and trying to create that pool of money for disaster areas around the United States.
So that's another place you can donate money if you want.
Yep, the Realtor Relief Foundation. Okay, with that, we're closing out the year. The office will be closed tomorrow. For Christmas, we'll be open a few days next week. On behalf of the CRAAR staff, everyone that's watching out there, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. Leadership, anything that you want to close with?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everyone.
All right. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash that like button. We appreciate it always. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.